Hello guys, it is Jead, and going into Team of the Year, making 100,000 coins a day is not only possible, but can be quite easy if you know what to do. So if you want to be able to afford one of those Team of the Year cards, ideally one of the better ones, this is exactly what I would do. So make sure to subscribe if you're going to be playing FC26 across the course of Team of the Year, and let's not waste any time. Let's jump into it. And guys, if you want to use players like this and just need that little extra boost, then you can get your cheap, fast, and most importantly, safe FC26 coins at eldorado.gg. They have 24/7 support, a money-back guarantee, and you can use code JEAD at checkout to get another 5% off your order. Link is in the description. So straight away, last year, we picked two cards to look at, two of the cheaper outfield usable Team of the Years that we could try and work towards. This Grimaldo card was about 900,000 coins, and if we want to go for one of the attackers, this Lauren James card, when Team of the Year dropped, was a little bit more, of course, as being an attacker. When Team of the Year came out, she was about 1.5 million coins, right? So we would need to make 100,000 coins a day if you're starting from scratch for 15 days for Lauren James or just 9 days for Grimaldo. And we can, of course, do that because that is when these cards will still be out during Team of the Year. Luckily, like I say, it's still very possible to make coins right now, even in a slow market, and make up to 100,000 coins a day at a low budget if you know what to do, right? So ignore these high-end cards. We made about 150k on them, but we're talking low budget today. So I've been making sure these methods still work with the fodder and different things, making sure that everything still works right now. And so I've split this into sort of 4 parts. It's almost like a step by step. So if you start at step 1 to step 2 to step 3 to step 4, you get towards that 100,000 coins a day, which is really good. Even if you are on a high budget right now with how risky some of the market is, it's really good to be able to trade that low budget, make that passive coins in the background. And even if you don't want a Team of the Year board, you're going to go for you're going to go for the pack saving method that we'll be getting on the channel soon. You can even just spend this on Evos and different players, right? So it's really useful. Right, again, no messing around today. Let's start with that 0 to 10k. I'm not going to spend time on this. We've been over this a lot before, but it is really useful to know. If you go to play versus AI, so many of you guys won't have done this. Go and get your moment stars. Go and do the rare consumable packs in the star gallery. Again, not going to spend time on this, but it's free coins. You make, get hunters and shadows. They're 4,000 coins each in these rare consumables packs, and you can make up to 10 to 20,000 coins if you go and get your 30 stars and then spend them on those packs. But again, not going to spend too long on that. It is obvious. If you're still on 0 to 10,000 coins, the other thing you can do is go to objectives, go over to the upgrades, and find anyone's, not objectives, that is silly. Go over to SBCs. Don't listen to me. This guy's useless. Go over to SBCs, go to upgrades, and then go and find any tradable SBCs. So very quickly, you can go to the premium mixed leagues. They're great. Or you can go to marquee matchups that should be out. I think it refreshes today. But go to premium mixed leagues, the mixed leagues, or even marquee matchups. Anything that gives tradable segments in here is great if you can do it with some of the untradeable stuff in your club. These top two here give tradable packs. The bottom two don't. But if you can do the tradable ones with stuff that's in your club with untradeable stuff, then it is great just to get to 10,000 coins. And once you've got to 10,000 coins, we can then move on to step 2. But get to 10,000 coins can be the hardest part for someone that is new. I understand that. If you can just sell things in your club, maybe go to the transfer list and sell some Chem stars, sell some players in your club. Just get to 10,000 coins as quick as possible, and then we can start the actual trading and making 100,000 coins a day. But it is really good to know that those SBCs that give tradable packs, you can do them whenever they refresh. And if you get untradeable stuff in the club, obviously that's why the pack grind that we talk about so often becomes unlimited, because you can just get tradable players back, sell that, and it becomes unlimited that way. So do the SBCs, do the moments packs, sell whatever you've got in your club, get to 10, ideally to 20,000 coins, and we can start making coins every single day. On to step 2. So step 2 is going to be about mass bidding and how I would do it right now, because right now it's slightly different than what we've shown in the past, which is just because the market's a little bit slower, okay? This is a screenshot from the free Discord of someone who recently joined the Discord, and basically they started mass bidding, and as you can see in the top right, they got to their first 100,000 coins, and they couldn't believe it worked, because it is that simple. But I understand it can feel like it's a bit weird if you've never done it before, right? As you can see, the person here from the Discord is doing it on manager consumables and chemistry styles, and that's what I want to talk about, as well as doing it on fodder and some other things that we can mass bid on if you're on like barely any coins at all, right? Now, mass bidding isn't exactly wizardry. It's nothing new. It is mass bidding on cards. It is what is in the name, right? But you can definitely do it wrong, and I understand that, okay? So as you can see from the screenshot, you can mass bid on chemistry styles. So Anchor's one of the examples there. They're 850 coins, and we can also mass bid on manager leagues, and I will go through exactly how I would do it right now on the game. The trick with mass bidding right now is do not go massively under what the card sells for, because basically when we get a dry game, there's not much going on in the market, everyone's doing the pack grind right now, then you have more people trying to buy and make coins than you have people listing cards on the game, because everyone's trying to make coins, but not that many cards are listed. So for example, with anchors, right, they sell for about 950 coins is where they are like en masse on the market, okay? A lot of people will try and mass bid on these cards all the way down like 600 coins, and you will win the odd card. Don't get me wrong, you're going to win the odd card. But this is not how I would mass bid on a low budget and try and make coins. The way I would do it instead on these chemistry styles, and we'll show it with manager leagues as well, is push this up all the way up to 700 to 750 coins, as you can see someone is doing here. And what you're looking to do is just make that gap as small as possible by still being profitable, because we're not going to sell anchors for 950 coins, okay? So with anchors, again, in this example, they sell for 950, so you would bid for 750, and that is because when we go to sell them, like I say, we're not actually going to try and sell for 950. We're going to push this up and try and sell all the way for 1.1 to 1.2 thousand coins, right? In this video, we're going to talk a lot about lazy selling. We speak about it a lot in the past. Right now on the game, I have never, and I mean never, seen an FC or EAFC, whatever, FIFA market where lazy selling works so well, so often, and is arguably the best way to make coins consistently on a daily basis, right? All lazy selling is listing the card for more than what it sells for. So listing these anchors again for 1,000 coins, 1.1 thousand coins, 1.2 thousand coins. And again, the higher you list it, the less likely it is to sell, but the more profit you get when it sells. So for anchors, I would list them anywhere between 1k up to 1.3 or 1.4 thousand coins. Now, the caveat to this is, and what's really important is, make sure that the cards are selling quick enough to where you're never left on 0 coins. Because if you're on 0 coins, you can't buy any more cards, and that is a huge problem, right? And this works the exact same for manager leagues. Everyone else looking at fodder right now, which means manager leagues and chemistry styles that go under the radar. Now, you can bid on any manager league and any chemistry style that has value to it, so it's above discard price. So, for example, Premier League manager leagues sell for about 700 to 800 coins normally. As you can see right now, that's 750 coins, and they're going pretty quickly, which means as a lazy sale, we could probably get all the way up to 900 coins for these, possibly 1,000, but you're going to start to struggle, right? And again, this is the really low budget methods, but they do work really well. So you would bid on Premier League manager leagues. Again, don't go too high. Bid around 650 coins, absolute max. And as you can see, not many people bidding on these, which is really nice. Not as much supply on them because we're doing this way before content time. If you do this closer to content time, it will, of course, pick up. But as you'll see, we can bid on these manager leagues probably for about 650, list them for about 800 to 900. That 300 coins per card, if you're on a low budget, think about if you could make 300 to 400 coins a card, how many times you do that in the day, and how quickly that adds up to 10, 20, or 30,000 coins. And that is just step one of us starting to make coins, right? Now, that is only one part of mass bidding. Another thing we can mass bid on, which is how I won all of these cards, as you can see here, these 86s, is you can mass bid on fodder. Now, mass bidding on fodder does require more coins because, again, I had to pay, I think, about 3.2 thousand coins for these 86s. And if you don't have a lot of coins and you're just on 10 or 20, you can't do that. But if you're someone who already has 100,000 coins plus, 200,000 coins plus, 300,000 coins plus, you should be very familiar with fodder bidding, and it is so good right now if you do it after content, but also if you do it overnight, right? Not a lot of people are doing it overnight, UK. Not a lot of people are doing SBCs, so the fodder prices tend to drop, especially these 86s like Bool, like Harder. You can find them all on Footbin. There is some generic fodder filters, and you know what? Just because I'm so nice, I think I'll show you guys the ones I'm using right now at the end, but it doesn't work for all ratings. But again, don't worry, I will show you that at the end, right? But fodder bidding is the exact same, right? 86s right now are about 3.8 thousand coins. They're a little bit higher, but they are about 3.8 thousand coins. It varies by player. So all you would do is go and bid about 3.5 thousand coins, and then you'd look to sell at about 4 to 4.2 thousand coins. Now again, fodder, really, you can only bid at specific times in the day. You can only bid right at content time because there's a lot more supply on the game. Even then, if it's not a weekend, you're going to struggle. If you're doing that on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, you're going to struggle because there's just not that much supply at the game, even after content. But the other time you can do that, weirdly, is in the mornings and at night, when even though there's not that much supply on the game, because there's so little people on the game playing, you can actually win a lot of the cards that you bid for because there's also basically less demand, right? There's less people bidding on these cards, so you'll win a lot more that way. Now, as you can see, I want about 4.6 million coins liquid when we sell our John Barnes that we've still got sitting, and I am still doing this on some 86s. I've cleared most of them, but as you can see, I don't underestimate the value of simply just bidding on cards and then lazy selling them slightly above what they sell for. As you can see, they're currently 3.8 and we're selling for about 4.1 because I understand that those coins add up really, really fast. Now, obviously, I'm on a much higher budget, so I can do it on mass, but don't underestimate mass bidding on cards like Chem styles, fodder, and manager leagues, and then just selling them for actually more than what they sell for. We're going to talk about lazy listing later, but let's jump on to step 2 of the grind. Or I guess it's step 3 because we're counting step 1, the setup phase, as, you know, step 1. So step 3, step 2, whatever you want to look at it, the next stage after mass bidding is how I would do chem style trading right now. And we talk about chem style trading so much because chem style trading is the #1 active trading method. What changes is the cards you use and how you do it throughout the year, because obviously at the start of the year we did it on golds. We then started to do special cards, generic filters. And right now on the slower market, there is literally only one way I would chem style trade to make any decent coins whatsoever, and it is this way right here. I would not start doing this until you're on about 30 or 40,000 coins. So mass bid until about 30 or 40,000 coins, and then you can start chem style trading. Now, we've got an in detail guide on this in the description, so I will link that for you there. And if you get stuck on this, you can go and watch the full guide, no worries at all. Chem style trading right now, the only way it is viable is the 1x1 method and going 1x1 through cards. But the most important thing, and what people get wrong, is choosing what cards to do, right? You need to use cards that have value or have a demand for one of two reasons. They fit in people's teams, or the second reason, which is absolutely fine as well, they fit Evos, right? This Marcus Rashford gold card goes into basically no one's team, but you best believe that a lot of people are doing this guy for Evo chains, and when they're doing him for Evo chains, they want a Hunter on this card, right? He's an attacker, so we're looking at Hunter, and obviously when you're doing defenders or defensive midfielders, you're looking at Shadow. I see a lot of people get that confused. Don't buy Hunter cards with defenders, don't buy Shadows like on attackers, right? All we're looking to do here with chem style trading is buy cards with chem styles already on them. So this guy's got a Hunter already on him, buy a defender with Shadow already on them, right? Now, Marcus Rashford there was 6.2 thousand coins with a Hunter, but if you check without a Hunter, he's all the way down below 4,000 coins. So what you'll often get is people are listing for 3. Oh my god, he's actually way lower. He's 6,000 coins with a Hunter, and he's actually all the way down at like 2,000 coins without a Hunter. Do you see why this can be so mental, right? This guy is 2,000 coins. He will get listed a lot at 2,000 coins with a Hunter as people sell theirs that they're no longer using, and then you can go and list him up for 6.2 thousand coins, right? Now, that is great, and it'll work with a lot of in-demand gold cards, but that is not where this method really shines. This method really shines on special cards, and special cards have a lot of demand, especially those 10 to 20,000 coin special cards. Now, again, examples I've used before are Luke Shaw's winter wild cards. We've used Zagadu's winter wild cards, but there are so many cards this still works on, even team of the weeks, right? We've got this new Furman team of the week, and a lot of people are starting to use this card for Evos and use him just in their teams in general, right? But if you check this card with a Hunter, he will sell for more than what he sells for without a Hunter, of course. He's about 16,000 coins, and with a Hunter, as you can see, he's basically extinct. 25,000 coins, 9,000 coins more than what he sells for just without a Hunter, right? That is mental. So again, you can add him to your list. People will be buying him, put a Hunter on him, and then they will sell him as they, you know, sell him from the team or whatever. And then he'll be on the market at 16,000 coins with that Hunter chem style already on him. And if we could pick up one here for 16,000 coins, we could list him for 25, right? So they're the type of players we're targeting. What actually is the method we're looking to do this, right? What is the 1x1 that we speak about when we're talking about 1x1 chem style trading? This is probably the #1 thing I've seen confusion on from videos before in the past, and why I keep trying to update the method and make it as easy as possible for you guys, right? Especially when we're trying to make 100,000 coins every single day right now. This is probably one of the only ways. So go and make a list. I've spoken about this before. You don't have to use Footbin. You just need a list. Literally a physical list. You can write the list down. Absolutely fine. But if we add that Fermin Lopez as Team of the Week card to the list as an example, we can also add Gold Rashford to the list as an example, not the Footbin link. That wouldn't be very useful. We can add Gold Rashford to the link as an example, to the list as an example, right? And the people you add to the list, right, what is really important is it depends on your budget. So if you're on 20,000 coins total budget, I would not look to trade Fermin Lopez, his special card, because that is most of your budget. I would look at cards like Marcus Rashford. If you're on 100,000 coins, you can of course look at cards all the way up to like 20 or 30,000 coins. And then if you're on 50, or not 50, but 500 to 600 to 700,000 coins and above, and you still want to make 100,000 coins a day, that's when you can start looking at cards that go up to 40,000 coins or 50,000 coins that still have nice gaps of chem styles, okay? I would never go higher than that. I would not go higher than 50,000 coins to when you're chem style trading, but it can work on some specific cards. So I've quickly built out a small list. This is by no means the best one, or even like a lot of these players might not be the best ideas to use, but you can see how I can go for a range of players like Cherky, Saliba, and Marcus Llorente, who are gold, cheaper cards that still sell nice with Shadows, and then Hunter for Cherky and Hunter for Rashford, all the way up until some 30,000 coins cards like the Jill Scott card, who sells both with Hunter and Shadows, as she has a nice gap with both, right? Now, all of these cards work because when you search them with Hunter and Shadows, or at least one of the two, right? Like this Jill Scott card, and if we put her Winter Wild card hero card in, she has a gap between her base card and her card with a Hunter or Shadow. She's actually one of the ones I've had the most success with any card ever, right? Her Hunter hero card's like, what, 29? Even below, I think it's like up to like 28,000 coins. So 29,000 coins, and then I should actually buy that. That's got a Shadow one. Let's buy that Jill Scott with a shadow. Live look on the stream. You won't get it that quick, right? But we go check that Jill Scott card with a shadow. She'll probably sell for upwards of 33,000 coins. Now, again, we can bring in that concept of lazy selling. So she might sell for 32 or 31. But if you lazy sell these cards, they sell so well. So she sells for 31 as her absolute lowest. Beautiful. And I can see with the demand here, there's only one card over the hour. That is a great sign. If there's not too many cards over the hour, normally a great sign. We can sell this for probably upwards about 32 to 33, which again is 2,000 or 3,000 coins profit. Or if we sell it on the lower end, 1,000 or 2,000 coins profit. Now, that is such small profit if you only had 50,000 coins and you could only buy one Jill Scott, which is why it's so important when doing this to trade players that you can buy a lot of. So if you're on 20,000 coins, the average player price that you should be buying when doing chem style trading is like 2,000 or 3,000 coins, where you should do this Jill Scott card, like we said, when you're on closer to 400 or 500,000 coins, and you could buy 2 or 3 of those cards, right? Right, we have spoke about mass bidding and chem style trading before, so what is the new way? What is the new best way to make 100,000 coins a day and make coins on FC26? And this is right now, right? This is the way I would make coins, like most of my coins right now. If I was on a low budget again, I would rinse and abuse this method that I'm about to show you so much. And it is lazy selling for lazy selling's sake. So we spoke about lazy selling when mass bidding. We spoke about lazy selling when chem style trading. You can literally just lazy sell cards and print coins on the game right now. It is so stupid, right? Now, all this is, again, is buying cards and selling them for more than what they sell for. But what is so important with this is you need to do it en masse. You need like 100 cards selling or close to 100 cards selling, and you need to be choosing the right cards. So lazy selling is as simple as you pick a promo card, a fodder card, a consumable card, anything that can be lazy sold, and then you list it for more than what it sells for, right? It's as simple as that. One of the most amazing ones we've had recently, which was in the free Discord someone posted, was that if you get this Bruno Fernandes for about 17,000 coins, or if you can get a snipe at 14,000 coins like we can there with a hunter, so again, really lucky because he has a hunter on as well, you can lazy sell these cards for like 20 to 22,000 coins, and it doesn't make too much sense. I understand that. I promise you I understand that. But go and do it for yourself, right? Go and buy cards that have demand. The card needs to have demand, and it needs to have a stable price, and list them for more than what they sell for. I'm going to give you my favorite cards right now that I enjoy using for lazy selling, right? Number one is the Bruno Fernandes category, which is what we call safe promo cards. This is any promo card like this Bruno Fernandes, which can't really go down too much in price. And if it does go down in price, you might lose 1,000 or 2,000 coins, which is absolutely fine, right? I'm probably going to buy this one as well and lazy sell it for about 20,000 coins. So again, if this card went down in price to, let's say, you know, he went down from 17 to 15,000 coins, you lose 2,000 coins, but you'll get a lazy sale on 1 or 2 cards in that time, and you'll make sort of 5,000 coins, right? The next set of cards you can lazy sell is fodder cards. So as you can see, we were buying fodder cards here, and although 86 was selling for 3.8 thousand coins at the time, we sold them all at above 4,000 coins to 4.1, right? Again, they sold for 3.8, and we sold them at 4.1. You can probably get sales at 4.2, 4.3, not much higher than that, but you can get them a little bit higher. I bought them all on not really snipes, but every time I searched, they were there for about 3.6 thousand coins, then sold them at 4.1 thousand coins. Some of them I mass bidded on, as we said before, got them at 3.1 or 3.2 thousand coins, and then sold them a little bit higher at 4.1. So each card's what? 300, 400 coins profit off the lazy sale. But as you can see, you can just do this en masse. You can literally just print and repeat. Another good example here is I sold this John Barnes. I don't remember which one out of the two. One of them for 164,000 coins. This John Barnes has not gone above today 150,000 coins. He has not gone above 150,000 coins, and I sold them for 164. I sold 2 of them actually, because they both, I think one of them had a hunter on, so it was like a chem style trade. One of them didn't. It was just a regular sale. Lazy selling works for pretty much any card in the game. The next card you can do it on, if you're on a small budget and you're wondering, I can't afford that Bruno Fernandes, I can't afford those fodder cards, and I can't afford those big end cards like John Barnes, of course, is consumables, right? We spoke about it before with mass bidding, and you can do it with mass bidding. But if you want, I'm not going to lie, you could just go and buy Anchor Chem Styles. Now, don't overpay for them. Don't go and, get ridiculous prices. Buy them for 900 and just keep sniping them when they come up for 900. It's not really a snipe. They, pop up there. You can get that one for 700. Keep buying them and then list them for 1,000 coins. List them for 1,100 coins. And again, if you do it, not just on 1 or 2 cards, you need to do this on every spot on the transfer list. So you need like 100 cards selling. Ideally, at least 50 plus. I know you might be on a small budget, but you need at least 50 plus. It is the #1 coin making method on the entire game right now to get coins ready for Team of the Year. Right, let me show you the fodder filter that I use to bid on high-end fodder, because that is what we can lazy sell, or we can use it to mass bid, like we said before. So let me show you the fodder filter, right? Leave a like if this video helps you out. Hopefully, you can start printing some coins before Team of the Year. And if not, come and say hello in the Twitch streams. Ask me any questions you've got, and ideally, we can help you out there as well. It's a great place. We should be live, I think, Friday, 6 p.m. Sunday 6 p.m, and then Wednesday 6 p.m, all UK time, to go through all the questions, right? Here is the filters I would use for Fodder, right? This doesn't really work for 84s, 85s, and 86s. So if you want to mass bid on 87s, 88s, and 89s, that is when it starts to work. The reason is those lower end cards basically just get mixed in with the rest of the ratings on the game, so you can't do a mass filter for them. So here it is, and let me explain how it works, right? You put the minimum price to 1.2 thousand coins. Let's talk about the maximum price in just a second, and then the minimum buy now to 10.25 thousand coins, and then you can put the max buy now to 15 million. This is just to reset the filter every now and then, right? Now, the max price is what you're going to be buying the cards for. So let's say you were buying 87s and your buy price was 5,500 coins, 5.3, 5.7. That's what you set it to, right? So that'll depend on what you're trying to buy them for and mass bid on them for. Now, the second one, it needs to be above 10,000 coins. That gets rid of all the 82s, 83s, 84s. It also gets rid of 85s and 86s, which is annoying because we can't mass bid on them. But it gets rid of all those lower end cards, right? Then you can again set them on to max price at the bottom. It doesn't really matter. However, the way you adjust this is search and see what rating it is bringing up. This is perfect right now for 87s. As you can see, 87s galore on this filter, as well as some 86s. But again, that's because it's Claudia Pina and she has a slightly higher price range. But let's say you want to bid on 88s. All you've got to do is up this again, 1,000 or 2,000 coins, and you should see that you start to get more higher rated. Now we're getting 88, we're getting 88s, we're getting Musiala, we're getting a few 89s actually, but we're getting a lot of 88s with Gabriel and Musiala, and also you can see we're of course getting some Evo cards. Now, there's not a lot of supply on the game. As I said, we're doing this midday on a random day, which means that it's not really a lot of supply on the game. Do this around Fridays, around weekend leagues. Watch the supply be crazy on all the fodder card again. If you wanted 89s, you could push this even higher to 14.250. And then, or this is maybe for 88s. We're getting a lot of 89s there. 89s and 88s. This seems to be the one for 88s right now, 18.250. So I guess 89s, we push this even higher, maybe up towards 17.25 thousand coins. And you start to see we get a few more 89s like Mariona, Wirt, Russo, Wirt, Mappy, Leon, Patry. 89s on the filter. So you mess around with that number, and that is how we mass bid on fodder when it comes to weekends and weekend league supply. I hope this helps, boys. I know that trading can be confusing if you are new, so no worries at all. Leave any questions down below in the comments, but I think we needed the trading video back out for how I'm currently trading on a low budget on the game. So whenever I'm invested in flips like these Pogbas and Barnes and I've got a low budget, I will then go back to these low budget methods, and these are the ones I'm doing right now, with lazy selling being my favorite. So subscribe if you're going to be playing across Team of the Year. More trading coming, more pack saves and pack grinds coming, which is what we all love. And like always, boys, I'll see you all in a